Oh, man, I wish there was somebody strong around here that could open this jar of pickles for me. Oh, good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now, on today's episode, I thought I would answer a question that I get all the time, which is, how do I get my grip strength so strong, and is it really that important if you're lifting weights in the gym? Now, yes, grip strength is very important if you want to get stronger in the gym, believe it or not. And when it comes to getting better at getting your grip strength, well, I'm going to answer that question by posing a question in response to that question. Now, have you ever tried to open a jar of pickles? A jar of pickles can be hard to open sometimes. And if you can't open the jar of pickles and you're in a room full of people, you've probably found yourself looking around at the patrons in the room and wondering who could open this jar of pickles. And when you select that person and you give them a jar of pickles and they open it, they just ended up demonstrating a feat of strength to you and you didn't even know it. When you equate opening a jar of pickles, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, to the strongest person in the room, this has become the ultimate feat of strength when you want to demonstrate how strong you are in functional fitness. Likewise, if you're in the room and somebody asks you to open a jar of pickles, they have just announced to everybody that they feel you are the strongest person in the room and they didn't even know it. So if you would like to be the person in the room that can open a jar of pickles and demonstrate how strong they are with this feat of strength, let's pop into the gym right now and I'll show you some things that I've done to get my grip strength very strong. So for today's strength giant set, I'm going to be doing the chains bench press. I'm going to be working up to a 1 rep max and doing a couple repetitions in between. And I didn't want to go too heavy, so I decided to go with no equipment, no belt, no wrist wraps. Those are just sweatbands on my wrist. And I'm going to be doing some farmer walks in between and try not to hit anybody in the way with the trap bar. And that's going to continue to go up in weight as I go up through the giant set. And I'm going to be doing the assault bike as well to make sure all of my muscles are nice and warm as I get up into the heavy weights and for some extra conditioning. And that's going to be the strength giant set for the day. Now, there are a lot of proper cues that one can use that will help increase bench press, which includes making sure you're using leg drive, your breathing and bracing are on point, along with the old adage, lift light things like they're heavy and heavy things like they're light. So one more cue that we're going to add on to an already complicated procedure is going to be to squeeze the bar as hard as you can. I try to teach as many cues as I can to beginners in the very beginning of training. And one of the most important things that you got to remember is the harder you squeeze something and the stronger your grip is, you're adding a lot more energy into the lift that you're leaving out when you don't. Just like when you're opening a jar of pickles, you're going to squeeze that lid as hard as you can. And as I'm adding more weight to the farmer walks, that is how I'm getting my grip strength super strong. I'm squeezing the bar as hard as I can as I'm working up on the bench press, but I'm also adding more weight to the farmer walks on the trap bars as well. And this is all just to increase my grip strength. Oh, hello. My buddy's making a cameo. He really wanted to be in my video, so I made sure that he made it. Now I'm going to pause on my lecture real quick because I'm getting up to my top set for the day, which is going to be 300 pounds on the bar plus 40 pounds of drop chains. So that was going to be 340 pounds total. And I did it all with no belt, no equipment. So I really wanted to hit just one. My record with this is 2 sets of 2 with equipment. So I was very happy that I was able to hit that with no equipment. And I credit the success of that lift with my grip strength training. Now, before I begin my assistance giant set, there I am being a nice guy. Hey, buddy. Shout out to you. Thanks for being in the gym the same day I was. Now, for the assistant giant set, I was going to be doing 3 rounds, and I was going to work my way up to a heavy 10 meters trap farmer's walk without hitting any of my friends in the process. And as I worked my way up, I was going to be doing 10 ring push-ups in between those sets. And the reason why I like to do ring push-ups is because it really overworks your chest stabilizers. It's one of my favorite things to do, not typically on a chains bench press day, but I felt it was necessary to do it today. and to continue on with the assault bike, and there's a reason for this. Now back to my grip lecture. Having a strong grip will benefit you when you're doing the back squat, bench press, overhead press, and deadlift, because the stronger your grip is, the more energy you put into the bar when you're doing that particular cue. And I get a lot of questions of how I got my grip strength so strong, and really this is it right here. Doing strongman movements, but mainly farmer walks. Farmer walks with heavy loads in your hands absolutely builds your grip strength and launches your strength overall. And what I do is I just start off small as I'm doing my strength giant sets, and as I go through more giant sets, I just keep adding more weight to strongman movements. And that's how I got my grip so strong. And all the assault bike work I did was an accumulative 1 mile by the end of it, which is fantastic considering I was just doing a little bit in between all of my sets. Now your grip strength will actually improve all by itself if you just break up the back squat, bench press, deadlift, and overhead press on different days and squeeze that bar as hard as you can. That will improve your grip strength, and you might actually get like a 5 or 10 pound PR out of it because you're putting a lot more energy into that bar. But if you want to take your grip strength to the next level, I highly recommend doing strongman movements. Since I don't have a lot of time in the world, I like to sprinkle those strongman movements on my compound lifting days. So in between the bench press today, I did farmer walks with the trap bar. And although you could do the log clean and press, a stone to shoulder, or some type of front carry, or a sled push pull, farmer walks, in my opinion, are the king and queen when it comes to grip strength. That exercise has absolutely made my grip strength what it is today, and I can't recommend it enough. Plus, it's also good for overall strength and for shoulder mobility, which you really can't beat. So go ahead and give farmer walks and other strongman movements a chance and sprinkle it into your workout. And you will find that you'll be that person in the room who can take a jar of pickles and have enough grip strength to open it. Until next time, thank you.